It may release some other objects that reach the planets, and it will continue along its course.
The interstellar object 3I Atlas was already set to be the celestial event of the decade, but as it gets closer, it's becoming stranger. It just grew a second tail, one that points directly toward the sun instead of away from it.
So it's actually, you think there's more of a shot that it really is actually just a comet?
Yeah, the reason was that the inferred size of the object was huge. It was between 20 and 46.
This behavior is so unusual it has astronomers scrambling for answers. For Avi Loeb, it's a potential game changer. He's built his career on studying cosmic oddities that defy simple explanation. This visitor from deep space is not behaving like a normal comet, and what's happening out there could be the biggest discovery in human history. The phantom tail that pointed the wrong way. Deep in the cold, silent void of space, an object of immense curiosity is making its way through our solar system. Discovered in early 2023, it was given the designation 3I Atlas, marking it as a candidate for the third interstellar visitor humanity has ever detected. You see, this wasn't just another rock from our own asteroid belt. Its path was strange, a long, sweeping arc that suggested it came from the darkness between the stars, a messenger from a solar system light years away. Many people are crazy about these celestial events, and this one promised to be spectacular. Scientists calculated that as it neared the sun, it would flare up, potentially becoming as bright as the planet Venus in our night sky, a once-in-a-generation spectacle. But as telescopes around the world turned to watch it, 3I Atlas did something that left everyone baffled. It grew a second tail. To put it mildly, this was weird. Comets are supposed to have tails that point away from the sun. The intense heat and solar wind from our star blast gas and dust off the comet's icy surface, creating a beautiful streamer that always flows away from the sun like a windsock in a hurricane. But this new second tail was different. It was a ghostly, faint line that appeared to point towards the sun. It defied the basic physics that govern every other comet we've ever seen. The news sent ripples through the astronomy community. How could a single object have two tails pointing in opposite directions? It was a paradox, a cosmic riddle happening right before our eyes. This is exactly the kind of mystery that gets Harvard astronomer Avi Loeb's attention. Loeb is famous, some would say infamous, for his bold theories about our first interstellar visitor, an object named Oumuamua that passed through our system in 2017. While most scientists tried to explain Oumuamua's strange behavior as a natural phenomenon, Loeb suggested it could be an artifact of an alien civilization, a light sail, a probe, or something else entirely. He argues that we should expect the unexpected and that clinging to old explanations in the face of bizarre new evidence is a failure of imagination. The thing nobody tells you is that Loeb has been waiting for another anomaly, another object that doesn't quite fit the mold. And 3I Atlas, with its impossible second tail, landed squarely in that category. It was an observation that didn't make immediate sense, a piece of the puzzle that didn't fit. For a scientist like Loeb, that's not a problem. It's an opportunity. He believes the universe is constantly sending us clues, and it's our job to be open-minded enough to read them. An object behaving this strangely demands a closer look. It forces us to ask uncomfortable questions. Was this just a strange but natural quirk we'd never seen before? Or was it, as Loeb might suggest, a sign that 3I Atlas was something far more complex than a simple chunk of ice and rock? The sudden appearance of this phantom tail turned a celestial curiosity into a profound scientific mystery. But this second tail was hiding an even bigger secret, unmasking the anti-tail. The mystery of the second tail on 3I Atlas had everyone talking. Was it a new kind of interstellar engine, a sign of a weird chemical reaction? The truth, as it turned out, was both simpler and, in its own way, more incredible. What many overlooked is that this wasn't a true second tail at all. It was a cosmic illusion known as an anti-tail. It's a phenomenon so rare and dependent on perfect timing that most astronomers go their whole careers without ever seeing one. It's not a physical thing, but a trick of perspective. Here's how it works. A comet's primary tail, the one we all recognize, is made of fine dust and gas pushed away from the sun by solar radiation. But a comet also leaves behind a trail of heavier dust particles along its orbital path, like a truck spilling gravel on a highway. These larger particles are too heavy to be pushed away by the sun easily, so they linger in the comet's wake. Usually we don't see this trail clearly. But when Earth passes through the comet's orbital plane at just the right angle, our line of sight changes. We are suddenly looking at the comet's dusty orbital path edge on. From this unique vantage point, the old dust trail seems to spread out and point in the opposite direction of the main tail, creating the illusion of a second tail aimed at the sun. So, the phantom tail wasn't a sign of alien technology, but a magnificent trick of geometry and light. It was a reminder that the universe can create beauty and mystery in ways we can barely fathom. But not all things are what they seem, and explaining the anti-tail doesn't close the book on the strangeness of our interstellar visitors. In fact, it only makes the mystery of our first visitor, Oumuamua, even deeper. When Oumuamua zipped through our solar system, its defining feature was its complete lack of a tail. It was just a tiny, fast-moving point of light. Yet it accelerated away from the sun as if something were pushing it. With a normal comet, that push comes from jets of gas bursting from its surface, a process called outgassing. But with Oumuamua, there was no outgassing. No tail, no gas, no dust, just a silent, inexplicable push. This is the core of Avi Loeb's argument. If Oumuamua was a comet, it was unlike any comet ever seen. Its strange acceleration, combined with its weird, likely flat or cigar-like shape, led Loeb to propose it was a piece of alien technology, perhaps a solar sail just a few millimeters thick, designed to ride the light of stars. Then, just 2 years later, our second interstellar visitor arrived, 2I/Borisov. And Borisov was perfectly normal. It had a big, beautiful tail and behaved exactly as a comet should. Borisov proved that normal comets do travel between the stars, but it also made Oumuamua, by contrast, look even more bizarre. So is Atlas a normal comet or another cosmic riddle? The Galileo Project's prime suspect. While the anti-tail of 3I Atlas may have a natural explanation, the object itself remains a profound source of wonder. Its journey began in a place so far from Earth it challenges the imagination, the Oort cloud. The Oort cloud isn't a cloud of water vapor, it's a ghostly, gigantic sphere of trillions of icy bodies surrounding our entire solar system. Its inner edge is thousands of times farther away than the Earth is from the Sun, and its outer edge extends almost a light year into deep space, nearly halfway to the next star. This is the deep freeze of our solar system, a repository of pristine material left over from its formation 4.5 billion years ago. To put it mildly, it's one of the most mysterious places we know of. Most of the time, these icy bodies drift in silent, stable orbits, but the gravity of a passing star can disturb them, sending one on a long, slow fall toward the sun, a journey that can take hundreds of thousands of years. This is what scientists believe happened to 3II Atlas. It is a messenger from the most distant and ancient part of our own solar system. However, its trajectory is so extreme that some scientists believe it may not be from our Oort cloud at all. It could be an object from another star's Oort cloud that was cast out into the interstellar void millions of years ago, only to be captured by our sun's gravity. This is where Avi Loeb's work becomes so vital. Whether 3I Atlas is from our solar system or another, it is a priceless scientific sample. As he often points out, studying these visitors is like getting a free lunch. Instead of spending billions of dollars and decades of time to build a probe and send it to another star system, the universe is sending samples directly to us. By analyzing the light coming from 3I Atlas, scientists can determine its chemical composition. Is it made of the same stuff as our own comets, or does it carry unique chemical signatures? The building blocks of life from another corner of the galaxy? Loeb founded the Galileo Project precisely to search for answers to these questions. The project's goal is to systematically search for physical evidence of extraterrestrial technology, whether it's an object like Oumuamua in space or fragments of an interstellar meteor that have fallen to Earth. An object like 3I Atlas would be a prime target for this kind of intense study. Every piece of data we gather from it tells us more about how solar systems form and whether the conditions for life might be common throughout the cosmos. Each of these visitors, whether it's a natural comet or something more, is a chapter in a much larger story. The object is getting closer and scientists are preparing for it. A map full of questions. For anyone watching this, it's easy to get caught up in the incredible science and the mind-bending visuals. A new interstellar visitor appears, it grows a phantom tail, and then science explains it as a beautiful optical illusion. It feels like the whole mystery has been neatly solved, a tidy little bow put on a cosmic curiosity before we move on to the next headline. But the thing is, what these objects have given us is not an answer, but a map filled with thousands of new questions. The explanation of the anti-tail is just the first step in a journey that will take generations. We now know for certain that our solar system is not an isolated island. It's a coastline on a vast cosmic ocean, and things are constantly washing ashore. And we have no idea what all of it is. If these interstellar travelers are common, does that change the odds for life spreading between the stars, a concept known as panspermia? Are we seeing purely natural driftwood, or is there a cosmic message in a bottle out there waiting for us to find it? Are we missing a key detail that explains everything? The anti-tail observation shows the power of perspective, but it tells us nothing about the object's core. What is it truly made of? Does it have an unusual rotation that hints at an unnatural shape? What many have overlooked is that our ability to even see these things is brand new. Oumuamua and Borisov were just the first two we were able to spot with our current technology. How many thousands or even millions have we missed over the centuries? How many are passing through our system right now completely undetected? It makes you wonder what else is hidden out there in the dark. The truth is, we are like infants, just opening our eyes for the first time. The universe we thought we knew was just the room we were born in. Now the door has been opened, and we are just beginning to glimpse the sheer scale of the world outside. Soon, new observatories like the Vera C. Rubin will come online, and they're predicted to find not one or two interstellar objects a year, but dozens. The trickle of data is about to become a flood. This fundamentally changes our place in the universe. We are no longer just looking out. We have to be prepared to look at what's coming in. The solar system is no longer a walled garden. It's a crossroads. This is the reality that Avi Loeb is pushing the scientific community to accept. It's not about jumping to conclusions and crying aliens at every new discovery. It's about acknowledging that the universe is probably stranger than our limited experience suggests. It's about having the courage to ask the big questions when an anomaly appears. We need to build better telescopes, better sensors, and be ready to investigate these objects up close, perhaps even sending rapid response probes to meet them. What if the next Oumuamua isn't just accelerating strangely? What if it changes direction? What if it emits a radio signal or is made of elements that defy natural explanation? To ignore these possibilities, to dismiss them out of hand before we even look, would be the greatest scientific failure in human history. The study of 3I Atlas, Oumuamua, and all the visitors that will follow is about more than just astronomy. It touches on the most fundamental questions we can ask. Are we alone? Where did we come from? For millennia, humanity has looked to the heavens for answers, building structures like pyramids and Stonehenge to align with the stars. Now, the stars are coming to us. The universe is sending us messages, sealed in envelopes of ice and dust. What other secrets do these interstellar visitors hold? Are they just comets, or are they probes from civilizations we can't yet comprehend? Let us know below. Like and subscribe for more cosmic mysteries.